My 39-year-old wife cheated with someone almost twice her age. I didn't even have time to process that shock before she hit me with another one. She had already met with a lawyer. She told me I should probably do the same because she loved me but wasn't in love with me anymore. She wanted a divorce. I can't even begin to explain the devastation I felt in that moment. My entire life, our life, was crumbling before my eyes. Just 6 weeks earlier, she was affectionate and loving. How did we go from that to this? I've been crying nearly every day since. It feels like I'm walking around with a massive hole in my chest, trying to figure out where everything went so wrong. Meanwhile, she acts like it's business as usual, going about her day, completely unfazed by the emotional wreckage she's left behind. She asked that we stay civil and respectful in front of our children, and of course I agreed. Our kids don't deserve to be dragged into this mess. But it's hard, so hard, pretending everything is normal when inside, I'm barely holding it together. I've asked her, why, 1,000,000 times, and every time, she gives me a different answer: money, intimacy, communication. But the truth is, I think she's searching for something that goes beyond all of that. She married young, and I think she's realizing that she never got to experience being single. She says she wants to be alone, to find herself, and stand on her own 2 feet. I've heard all the clichés from her. The one that haunts me the most is, "I love you, but I'm not in love with you." It's like a knife to the heart every time she says it. She's also thrown out lines like, "I need to find me," and, "You're a great dad and husband, but..." There's always a but. She's even said things like, "Maybe we can be friends down the road," and, "If you let go of the relationship and it comes back, then it's true love." Honestly, I feel discarded, like old chewing gum that's lost its flavor. I've given her everything. I've loved her through good times and bad, through sickness and health. And yet here we are. It's as though all the love, all the memories, all the sacrifices, don't mean anything to her anymore. I can't wrap my head around it. What hurts the most is that I still love her. Despite everything, despite the betrayal and the rejection, I still adore her. How can she throw away nearly 2 decades of our life together so easily? The mental toll this has taken on me is immense. I can't sleep, I can't focus at work, and every day feels like a struggle just to get through. While she walks around like everything is fine, I'm breaking down inside, barely able to function. She refers to this as tension in the house. Tension. As if that word could even begin to describe the emotional devastation I'm experiencing. I never imagined I'd be in this position, writing about the end of my marriage. My wife and I have been together for almost 20 years. She's 39 now, and I'm 46. For the most part, I've loved her more than words can describe. There's a part of me that's holding on to hope, foolish as it may be. I keep thinking maybe she'll wake up one day and realize what we're losing. But another part of me knows that this is probably the end. She's already moved on emotionally. She's already met with a lawyer. She's taken off her ring. I'm the one stuck in the past, still clinging to the idea of us. I don't know what the future holds. All I know is that right now, I feel lost. I feel broken. And I don't know how to pick up the pieces of my life without her. After nearly 15 years of marriage, I truly believed we had something solid, something that could withstand whatever life threw at us. That's what made it even harder when, about a month ago, she came to me with a confession that turned my world upside down. It all started innocently enough, or so I thought. She'd been getting closer to one of our neighbors, a man almost twice her age. I didn't think much of it at first. I trusted her completely. But then, one evening, she sat me down and told me they had kissed. Just like that, with a few words, everything I believed in was shattered. I was floored, speechless, like the wind had been knocked out of me. But I didn't want to react emotionally. I wanted to work through it. This was my wife, the woman I had built my life with. She opened up about things she'd never mentioned before, concerns about our love life, communication, an intimacy that she had apparently been bottling up for years. I listened, desperately wanting to make things right. I promised her I would work on the issues she raised, and she cried, saying she wanted to try too. In that moment, I still believed we had a chance. I thought we were going to fight for our marriage together. For the next month, I did everything I could to improve our relationship. I worked on the things she asked me to, communicating more openly, being more affectionate, trying to show her in every way I could that I was committed to making this work. But despite my efforts, she grew more and more distant. There were moments when it felt like she wasn't really there with me anymore. She was physically present, but emotionally she was somewhere else. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore and asked her what was going on. That's when she admitted something I wasn't ready to hear. She had developed feelings for the neighbor. The kiss wasn't a one-time thing. It was the beginning of something more. She told me she wasn't sure if she wanted to be married to me anymore. It felt like my world had imploded. The woman I loved was slipping away from me, and there was nothing I could do to stop it. I suggested marriage counseling, hoping that maybe if we got professional help, we could salvage what was left of our relationship. She agreed, but the night before our first session, she took off her wedding ring.